Hi, it's Jesse. Today on the show, you know her from her iconic show Chelsea Lately, her slate of specials, and her new book, I'll Have What She's Having. It's Chelsea Handler.
Jane Fonda, she summoned me to her house.
She summoned you.
To basically give me a talking to about my behavior at her birthday party.
This is Dinners on Me, and I'm your host, Jesse Tyler Ferguson. I brought Chelsea to the Butcher, the Baker, and the Cappuccino Maker, or BBCM for short, in West Hollywood. If you can score one of their bright yellow booths, you could easily spend hours here just sipping on coffee and noshing on their perfect Parisian soft omelets. Listen, it's not often that a trendy place actually lives up to its hype, but BBCM has a cult following for a reason. And I mean, I couldn't help but bring Chelsea here. Okay, let's get to the conversation. The last time I was actually near you, and I actually thought about reaching out to you, but then I was like, she doesn't want to see me right now. It was when you were at the Taylor Swift concert in Vancouver.
Oh, you went the next night?
I went the next night.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. And so I was like, oh, I should reach out to Chelsea. But I was like, what am I going to do with that? And she'd be like, great, you're in the same city as me.
Yeah.
Who cares?
How was the last night? Incredible?
Incredible.
Yeah. I mean, for me, the most moving thing is seeing her parents every night,
Yeah.
watching her show every night, and her brother.
Yeah.
Like, that is really special.
Well, and that was the other thing. Her mom came and said hello to all of us, which was really nice. And then
Oh, that's nice. She didn't come say hello to me.
No, she knew that you were there, and she does not like you. She heard what you said. No, totally making shit up. And so she came to say hi to us. And then when she left that little VIP area, she was flocked by fans.
Oh, yeah.
And she spent all this time just hanging out with them and singing along with them and like taking pictures with them. It was really sweet. It was really special.
Moving.
Anyway, it was pretty wild. Yeah. In your book, which I love so much, Chelsea. It's so good.
Thanks.
I mean, I've read all your books, but this is.
Thank
I love
you.
this one specifically because I feel like you've gotten quite vulnerable in it, and I don't know what that's all
Oh,
about.
hi. Good morning.
Hello.
How are
Doing
you?
well, thank you. My name's Justin. I'll be taking care of you guys.
Hi,
Great.
Justin.
May I get some drinks started for you?
I would love some coffee, please.
Sure. I can do cappuccinos, lattes.
I'll do
cold
like an
brew.
almond milk latte.
Sure.
That would be nice.
I would love an iced, oat latte.
You got it.
That would be good for me.
Yeah. Any flavors in our lattes?
No.
Flavors. What kind of flavors?
We have vanilla, caramel, hazelnut.
What about breast milk? Do you guys have breast milk? If you don't, oh, hi, sweetheart. That's one of the results of my breast milk.
Oh,
I fed him.
so
Look
strong.
at how buff and strong he's become.
Look how strong he's become.
Yeah, so I'll take an iced oat milk latte. I don't think I'm hungry, but I don't want
eat.
you to eat by yourself.
You don't have to do anything.
Okay, so
I
I'm not-
don't feel uncomfortable eating by myself.
Okay, great.
I'm gonna do the soft omelet. The Parisian
soft omelet?
Yeah.
Everyone loves a soft omelet.
And then you get a choice of potatoes, fruit, or salad with that on the side.
I'll do fruit.
Fruit. And then would you like to add salmon roe on top?
No, thank you.
No?
On top of his fruit. Tricky.
That's good for me.
Okay.
You don't want
Sure,
anything?
nothing for you?
Maybe some potatoes, breakfast
Sure,
potatoes
yeah.
I'd pick at.
Side of breakfast potatoes?
Yeah. Try to bulk up.
Sounds good.
Carb load.
Can send those, and I'll take these out of your guys.
Thank you. Appreciate it. No, I love the book so much, and I'm a slow reader, so I thought I was 3/4
Well,
of the
you're
way
slow.
done.
You're slow.
I'm
adult.
slow in general.
You're a slow adult. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we've established this before. I think on my podcast.
Yeah, we did. I think. Yeah, super slow, and dense, very dense.
Yeah. Those two things go together.
Yeah, well, this is how slow I am. I thought I was 3/4 of the way done with the book because I texted you last night. I was like, I'm 3/4 of the way done.
And
I
you
think
were
I'm gonna finish it.
1/4 of the way done.
That hadn't fully loaded. So like the little arrow on the side, I was like, God, I'm powering through this. And then I got to Wi-Fi and it like fully loaded, and like the arrow shot up. So like I was like, oh, I'm about halfway done. I mean, I just feel like you're very vulnerable in this book in a way that you haven't been before, and I don't know if that's because of age. You're gonna turn 50 this year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're the same birth year. I turned 50 this year too.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
When's your birthday?
October.
Oh, okay.
So
Mine's
you're February 25th.
So the book comes out on my 50th birthday.
I love that.
They gave me some options for release dates, and I was like, this is all pretty close to my birthday.
9/11.
They're like 9, yeah. The anniversary of Roe v. Wade being overturned, or your
exactly,
birthday.
or your birthday,
And I was
yeah.
like, I think I'll do my birthday. That kind of like, then I could just kind of collectively make a birthday party, a book party, make it all together, you know?
Yeah. Listen, we met when I did your show on E, kind of probably like early Modern Family days.
Yeah.
And I remember, I think I've told you this before, I was super excited to do your show, also intimidated because you don't hold back. And I think that, here's coffee, thank you. And I was,
Thank you. Should we announce every time we get something? Coffee.
we have received the coffee.
I have the iced coffee, and Jesse got a hot coffee
Clang,
with a
clang,
beautiful,
clang.
cheers.
Cheers. Check out the photos on Instagram. I'm not taking a picture of this latte. But when I first met you, I was so excited to meet you, and I was very nervous too, because I was like, what's she going to, like, you know, am I gonna be brave? Am I gonna be able to, you know, stand up, like, not stand up against you, but like stand up for myself.
It's like Gladiator.
Yeah, exactly, right? But you know, I mean, like, I think a lot of people crumble under
No,
you.
I've heard this a lot from
Yeah.
a lot of people, that a lot of people when meeting me, especially during that time. I mean, I hope I've softened a little bit. I think I have, but
you have.
But I never really understood how I was coming across. Like, that was just my personality. So like, when people always would say, you know, Cameron Diaz said, she's like, I was so scared to come on your show, I was so scared to meet you. And so many people would say the same thing. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You think I'm just gonna like make fun of you?
Eviscerate you,
Like
yeah.
my guests, we're on the round table, we're making fun of the people that we're making fun of on the news,
Right.
but I wouldn't have someone come in my living room and then eviscerate them or, you know, castigate them.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess I did a couple times. If I was if I was interviewing somebody really stupid, then
Yeah.
I would be like,
Yeah.
I mean, I think I once asked Joe Manganiello, does he think, if he thought he was stupid? Like I said during the interview, I think I said, do you think you're stupid? And he was like, what? I don't know. And I'm like, well, it's something to think about.
Oh my God.
Like, I mean, stuff like that flew
Yeah.
out of my mouth because
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
I just had no filter, and I still would like to think I have no filter. I just have more tact now. I understand that all your thoughts aren't necessary to share.
Right. You also, I mean, I thought something else that was interesting that you talked about was how you have a fear of being disingenuous, which I sometimes feel myself. Like, in front of someone, you will say one thing because you want to please them, but like, you know, internally you don't feel that way. You mentioned it like when you were with Bush and his daughters, and you were talking about, you know, meeting him for the first time in Maine, and going to the Bush compound and like having this interaction with George Bush and feeling like, okay, I'm enjoying this man's company,
Right.
But I'm like at odds with the
Yeah,
version
I'm
I
at
have
odds
of
with
him.
myself. I'm at odds. First of all, I liked him because he was charming and had a dimple, and so that's how shallow I am. As soon
Yeah.
I would be a terrible juror because anyone that was cute, that was like up, you know, for any sort of crime or trying to defend themselves against any
Yeah.
crime. If they were good looking,
Yeah.
or if they were charming, I would probably be easily swayed in one direction or another each day,
You and my
vacillating
husband,
back
you
and
and my
forth.
mother-in-law are the
Yeah.
same person. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you mind talking about parts of
Absolutely.
your book? Okay, yeah. So you do tell this really great story. You were friends with the Bush twins.
Yeah.
Who you call Sissy.
Yeah.
Both of them are Sissy.
Most women I call sissy
Yeah.
just because it's
You've called me
easier.
sissy
It's
before.
easier that's for a different reason though. That looks beautiful.
Gorgeous.
His soft omelet has been delivered.
And Chelsea's.
I might
breakfast
take a little bite
potatoes.
of that actually.
Yeah, you should.
Thank you. If you don't mind, if
I would love for you
just
to share
like
some of my omelet.
take a little bit of that. Yeah, so I'm friends with the Bush twins, and they heard I was in Maine because I was renting a house. It was during COVID. Barbara Bush started coming over every morning because with her new husband, and then pickleball. Everyone was banging out about pickleball.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is at the advent of pickleball, which I blame COVID for.
What's that?
Oh my God,
Oh my God! It says dinner's on me. That's hilarious. Did you
that's
get a photo?
so pretty. That's so sweet.
How did we make this?
This omelet's delicious.
Isn't that great?
I love a soft Parisian omelet. Yes.
You can have more of it if you want.
I'm okay. And then they wanted a pickleball tournament at the Bush compound. And I was like, girls, I cannot. Well, no, Jenna wasn't there. It was just Barbara. And I was like, girls, I can't go to the Bush compound. Like, I'm not going to meet your father. I can't
Yeah.
be seen with your father. Like, with all of my political nonsense, I can't all of a sudden, I'm like a turncoat if I go over there. She's like, assured me. She's like, Daddy will be getting a massage. I promise you. I promise you. I'm like, Daddy, don't call him that. And then, so I go, and my sisters were in, my one sister was like, we are not missing this opportunity because of you and your nonsense.
I'm on your sister's side, by the way.
And my sisters and my brother were both like, just take some drugs. Like, that usually calms me down. I always take edibles. I love drugs. And they're like, my brother's like, take one. My sister's like, take 4. And we ended up going there to play pickleball, which I don't believe is a real sport. And it is so stupid. And I was as high as a kite. And then that's when I met the president because Daddy was not getting a massage. No. Daddy was on my tail. He wanted to meet me and talk to me and make sure that I knew he was a nice guy. And guess what? By the time I left there, I did think he was a nice guy.
Yeah.
He showed me his art collection, his painting collection, his personal painting collection,
Incredible.
Which was ridiculous. I told him I was stoned because I refused to take my sunglasses off because my eyes were shut. And I perused his art collection with him. And it was actually quite a lovely afternoon. And his wife, Laura, was there. And then they gave us a tour of their newly renovated house. It was like we couldn't get out of there fast. Yeah. I just kept saying, like, when is this going to be over? Like, when will this afternoon end?
Was it because you wanted to stop while you were ahead? Like, you hadn't had an outburst or, like...
Yeah, like, I knew I was going to have it.
It was going to happen.
Like, I'm someone who can't control, like, especially if someone I disagree with. Like, I would want to make a point. He hadn't come out against Trump, and I think it was in 2020. Yeah. It was right before the election or right after. It was somewhere where he could have come out against him.
He hadn't said
and
anything.
He hadn't. And so I was like, I was going to...
You had that in the canon.
I'm like, I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to convince him to say something.
Yeah.
But it was a perfect example of how useless any of my outbursts or confrontational proclivities would have been in that moment. Like, what would be the point of that? You know what I mean? What would be the point of arguing with someone about that? He's not the president anymore. It doesn't matter, blah, blah, blah. And so, yeah, we left there. And, when you're stoned, like 15 minutes feels like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So the whole time I was with him, I was just like, are we sleeping over? Like, how long is this going to go? And then finally I got out of there, and it was a pretty funny experience. I mean, everyone that came with me that day, like my friends and family that were at my house, because whenever I roll up to some place, it's like with 20.
With the entourage,
it's like, I always have like family
Sophia at the Golden
members.
Globes.
Yeah, we left there that day. My brother goes, God, Chelsea, every time we go away with you, something really ridiculous happens. He goes, and I'm down for it. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty funny.
I do love the letter that you wrote to your family. Speaking of like having your family in your space so often, you talk a lot about the pandemic and how you brought in your family to stay with you.
I didn't bring anyone in. They descended upon my house.
True.
It wasn't an invitation.
Yeah.
It was an attack. It was an invasion, if you will.
You wrote this incredible email to them.
Yeah. Well,
that you published in your book.
Yes. I wrote an email to my family. This was after a vacation on Martha's Vineyard. So we used to my parents used to have a house on the vineyard. So that's like a very special place for our family, my brothers and sisters, of which there are 6 of us. And you spent every summer on the vineyard. And so we don't have that house anymore. So it was after a vacation in Martha's Vineyard where my nephew, usually the nephews are the biggest problems. Like they're kind of, and it's my own fault because I exposed them to these like great vacations that most people probably don't have access to, and I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
I wasn't thoughtful enough about what I was giving them.
Right.
Because
Can they handle this?
Because you just want to spoil the people that you love. You want to be like, oh, we're going to rent this crazy house on Martha's Vineyard. Everyone's going to paddleboard and get bikes, and we're all going to have fun on the beach. And you can, have fun. You guys have your own guest house, so you can get up to whatever you want. They're teenage boys. But it just became a pattern of just abuse and entitlement and expectations, and also a lack of respect for the people who worked around the house and like people coming in around the house. And I remember leaving one vacation, which preceded the letter in the book that you're talking about, of where I just was like, oh, I'm part of this problem. Like I have totally overdone it. They totally don't know how to say please and thank you in proper ways. They don't know how to look people in the eye that are working at the house. And I was like, this is gross. And when I brought it up to my brothers and sisters, everyone is so defensive about their own children. Yeah. Everyone wants to make a million excuses about their child's behavior. And I was like, yeah, no, this is a letter to you and to your children because they are a result of you. And I am taking my responsibility in this, but I'm also setting boundaries now. Like this is no longer how we're going to operate.
Yeah.
So I sent that letter, And I think I had a couple friends check it, like to make sure it was in the right tone. You know, it wasn't
Yeah.
confrontational.
Yeah.
It was like, I love you. I will always love you.
And you also took ownership yourself, which I really thought was big of you.
Yeah, of
You're
course.
like, I took part in this too.
But that's post-therapy talk, you know,
Right,
like
right,
if
right.
it was pre-therapy, I would have been like, get the fuck out of my life.
Yeah.
And they were shocked when they got that letter. But
Imagine.
the letter circulated around the industry because I sent it to my agent, I think, for feedback. And she's like, this letter is incredible. I want to actually send this to my fucking family.
It's a template now.
And so then she started sending it so that the letter came back to me. Like 2 years later, I got the letter and someone forwarded to me going, because
boomeranged.
they took off the names of it. And someone forwarded the letter to me and was like, this sounds like a great letter. You should send your family.
It's incredible.
And I was like, that's my letter. I wrote that letter. So that was really
Now
funny.
it's published, so anyone could use it. But that moment where you said, "Okay, I'm gonna confront my family," it reminded me a lot of what happened with you and Jane Fonda, which you also talk about in the book.
Oh, yes.
How you were pulled aside.
Jane Fonda pulled, yeah, she had,
And
she's,
to have someone, now that's someone who also scares me, who I've also met and love.
Yeah, right.
She's incredible. I find her to be incredibly intimidating. You guys
intimidating.
have become friends.
That's so funny. She says, she has said the same thing to me that you said to me, that I'm intimidating to her. Can you
Really?
imagine?
To intimidate
And
Jane Fonda is
I'm like,
incredible.
what? She's like, well, maybe not intimidating, scary. I think we were campaigning in Albuquerque earlier this year, and she goes, yeah, Chelsea, she goes, you're so much less scary than you used to be.
Yeah. I basically started off this conversation saying the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. So
But she pulled you, like she invited you over for dinner.
she
and
summoned me to her
she
house
summoned you.
to basically give me a talking to about my behavior at her birthday party one year. And I had just started therapy, and I was, thank goodness, because just by having gone a couple of times, I understood that when you are defensive, you're usually wrong.
Yeah.
Like if you know you're right, you don't have to defend yourself. You know what I mean? If you
Right.
didn't do anything, or if you're not arguing about a point, it's usually because you're above it, like you know better. And so I knew that much, thankfully, because otherwise I would have been like, what do you mean? I didn't do that. I didn't do that. Or blamed something or something else, someone else or anything else. And I didn't, because I really, in that moment, understood the act of like sisterhood that she was bestowing upon me, that she took the time to have me come to her house, that she took the time to have that conversation with me. She could have just stopped talking to me and blown me off, you know, and never spoken to me again. But she didn't do that. She was invested in the betterment of me in a sense, and told me that. And I remember being so mortified, like feeling really embarrassed and shameful. But at the same time, it was like a light bulb went off about like, this is the kind of sister I want to be to other
Right,
people. Like,
right.
I want to make sure that that she never has to talk to me again, that I make the improvements and address the issue, and B, that I am the same type of woman to other women that she was to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, because it's scary, because you don't want to like offend someone or like make them, scared of you, or that willingness to be open with someone and truthful with someone is so rare. I have dear friends who I feel like aren't truthful with me and will tell me what I want to hear.
Exactly.
And
Absolutely.
I know that they're protecting a friendship, but ultimately I'm like, it's not doing the good you think it's doing.
Yeah. I think, and that is, I don't know if that's a, like, I guess it's a cultural, societal thing, pretty much in a lot of places, but I think specifically in Los Angeles, people are so scared of conflict or confrontation or difficult conversations. And I feel quite the opposite. I've always felt that. That's why I always want to be so honest, is because I feel like there's a lack of that. We're like in a deficit of honesty here. And it's kind of refreshing to be able to ask somebody, hey, do I look like an asshole? Did I act like an asshole? Am I wrong in this situation?
But even you asking that like gives permission to be like, okay, I'm going to tell you the
Yeah,
truth.
right.
Which I think is big, because most people won't ask that.
Right.
They wait to be told that they're an asshole, and like no one's going to tell them. Do you remember, because you didn't really specify in the book, do you remember what you did at that party, or was it just like a general malaise that you had?
Oh, I think I was just on whatever drugs, and I was just I remember I had, it was around the time I think Trump was elected, and I was so angry and my anger was all misplaced. I mean, of course you could be angry about that, but it wasn't, it was too much anger. And it was like what I realized in therapy, it was all this like delayed grief and anger I had about losing my brother when I was younger, that it was just coming to the surface. You know, Oprah always says that line, like things work for you until they don't. So like all my bravado and all my steeliness was a result of me having to be tough at such a young age. And then at a certain point you run out of that gas. Yeah. Like it doesn't work for you in the same way. And that was what was happening at that time. So yeah, who knows? I remember talking to Tom Hanks. I remember talking to Maria Shriver, who's a very close friend of mine still. I don't remember much. I just remember being in one of those very aggressive moods where I was probably giving people a lot of shit and it probably wasn't funny. It was just too harsh, you know? But I didn't question it either.
I also recently started therapy myself and like other work on myself. And the patterns that I find for me, and I think it sort of lines up with what you're saying, is that I'm such a people pleaser. Like I don't want people mad at me. And I think that's why, you know, I can understand why certain friends of mine don't necessarily, I think I have that gene inside me. Like I do want to make people feel good about themselves. And I don't want to always shine light on the truth or call people out on their shit.
Yeah.
But I am getting better at that. And
right.
And I think it's because I'm standing up for myself too. And like, I know that I have to create a space where the people that I surround myself with are the types of people that, you know, I can trust. So I need to be that for other people as well. And sort of like I have to set an example for myself.
Yeah. And also it's an honest way of living, you know. I find the kind of tiptoeing around or like being averse to conflict and all of that not to be the most forthright, honest way to live. Like, it's okay. Like, if someone wants to criticize me, I don't lose anything from that. Right. I don't become a shell of myself. Like, you should be able to handle that kind of constructive criticism or feedback or honesty. I think that's a sign of maturity, growth, and like evolution. Like, and isn't that the point, to like grow up, you know?
Yeah. When I was on your podcast, I told you that I really loved your Netflix series, Chelsea Does.
Oh, thank you.
Really loved it so much. I thought it was really smart, really interesting. I just love the kind of vulnerable places you put yourself in and like trying new things. But then in your book, you do talk about how that time at Netflix was like a period when you were just talking about when you're not feeling your best. And it's kind of what seems to have driven you toward working on yourself and seeking therapy. And, you know, to an outsider, I just thought, oh, Chelsea's in this like really new, interesting place, doing this totally different thing after her, you know, success on E. And like, it was interesting reading kind of like what was going on within you.
I think there were two different parts of that. I left E and my first Netflix job was the Chelsea Does series. Right. And that was 2014, and that I was still in a good place. It was really right around 2016 with the election when I started my talk show. It was the combination of like the destabilization of Trump being elected for the first time, the effect that had on me, combined with this newer kind of idea of putting a nightly talk show on a streaming platform, which was the first one to do it. And it was that combination of things. So like when you're talking about the Chelsea Does series, I was in a good place for that. That was like, okay. But it was, everything kind of bubbled up around 2016 for me and it was when I was turning 40, you know, like you start to really, or it must have been a couple of years after 40, but like they talk about midlife, like that is when you start to contemplate things and start to go, wait, what am I doing? Is this even, does this matter? Yeah. Like, do I matter? Does it matter if I'm if I'm in front of people? Does anybody care if I disappear? Like there's a lot of introspection that I think naturally comes up around that age. And thankfully, you know, I'm going to be 50 this year, that I'm in so much of a healthier, better place in every respect, you know, with relationships, with alcohol, with drugs, with everything. Like I'm so much more grounded and like on it, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And more like so self-secure. Yeah. And so like, I think those periods are really important to actually dive in and do the work, because you come out of it and you're like, I know exactly who I am.
Right. Yeah. For sure. One of my favorite chapters. I loved it so much, Chelsea. I actually got Terry reading it. Was the one about, let me get the chapter title right. It's the
Oopsie,
Poopsie,
oopsie,
poopsie,
and
whoopsie,
whoopsie.
whoopsie.
Poopsie, whoopsie, and oopsie.
It's, yes. First of all, so I read, the title chapter, I was like, okay, what's this gonna be about? But it's this incredible account of you sort of allowing your maternal instinct to take over, and you have this incredible relationship with one of your exes, who I'm obviously desperately trying to figure out who it is. But I just thought it was so lovely. It's so beautiful. And the fact that you still have that relationship, I don't know. I mean, you've always been one to say, I do not want kids. You have a whole ode to like why your life is better without kids. And yet being able to like recognize that there are maternal instincts within you that bubble up in strange places, and you allowed yourself to,
Yeah.
see those through. It was, I don't know, it seems to have given you a lot.
Yeah, it has for sure. Those girls. I mean, it's so funny. My life in Whistler is so different than my life in LA. Like, there's all my friends' kids. Everyone is always over my house because I have all the games and the videos and the contraptions for skiing, where you can I have these like Norvatec leg things that you do where you put on your legs where they blow up and deflate. I have like these red lights, red light therapy. Like, I have all this stuff. So
All the self-help
all
stuff.
the kids, like all these kids are just at my house all the time. I'm like, even when my family comes, they're like, who are these children? And I'm like, vagabonds. I'm like, they just come over. Like, one girl came over the other day. She's like, Chelsea, do you have any money? And she knocks on my door. She's like, I need $5. I'm going to the village and my parents aren't home. I'm like, okay, honey. Like, and it is like, I think, it's not that I don't have a maternal instinct. I do. I just don't want children. And so, of course, I think most men have a paternal instinct, and it's just about I feel like not having my own children has opened me up to being in the lives of so many other children. Of course, I love children. I just don't want them around me all the time. I love having influence and being like, whether it's a big sister or like a parent figure, whatever it is, I have the bandwidth because I don't have children to spend time with so many children. It's just how I've kind of quasi-adopted 3 girls, or have them in my life.
Right.
3 girls of an ex-boyfriends that that I dated for about a year,
but
they're still in my
relationship
life.
with
Like, it's so funny now that I have a relationship with. I still have a relationship with all 3 of them. They just. I also, when I met them, I could relate so much to the way they felt. That kind of neglect. That kind of teenage angst later on when they got older. Like, I related so much to all of that because I grew up in a household where I was the youngest of 6. My parents were completely checked out. My brothers and sisters raised me, and I craved and wanted the parent that was going to show up to the games and show up to the school and conference nights and be at my plays and be at my, at like the auditorium at school. My parents didn't do any of that. And so that's what I wanted to be for them.
Yeah.
And just be consistent and show up. I mean, and I took parenting classes for these girls, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is the biggest joke of all time, the fact that Chelsea Handler's taking parenting classes. But I did it and I loved it. Like, I learned so much from the psychologist about what children need to feel safe, secure, and seen, the 3 S's.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it definitely gives me so much too.
Yeah. I mean, it seems that you also, because you comment so many relationships with like a no bullshit attitude. I do feel like kids are attracted to that. I think sometimes even with my own kids, like as a parent, I can sometimes placate them a little bit, or like, you want to make them feel good all the time. And there's something about people who are just like no bullshit that I think kids really like.
Well, you also, when you respect children, like you really respect them.
Yeah.
That is the definition of getting respect, is by giving it, right?
Yeah.
Like, when you respect children and you're interested and you're listening to them, they like that.
Yeah.
And that's really all you need, is to be consistently available, even if it's for 5 minutes on FaceTime. I used to hate FaceTime. I had a boyfriend who made me FaceTime all the time. I was like, fuck you and FaceTime, okay? Like, I'm done with this relationship and I'm done with FaceTime. And now I FaceTime all the time with these 3 girls because, they love it. And even if it's the middle of the night, I'm like, I turn my light on and I get on the phone with them. But yeah, it gives you, and also, as a parent, that you get such a sense of purpose out of it. For me, since I'm not a parent, I still find it so purposeful to have influence over them in a positive way.
Yeah.
Like, and to go out of my way for them feels good.
How does your ex feel about your relationship with them?
He loves it.
I love
I
that.
mean, I don't see him very often, but every once in a while when I take them somewhere or on vacation or I see them, we'll send him pictures or whatever. And he's just like, he always just says, thank you, thank you for everything you've done.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it is really sweet.
Yeah.
And his ex-wife the same, they're both like, they like think that I'm part of their parental unit. Like they confer with me, or they did when the girls were younger. They'd be like, what do you think we should do about this? I'm like, oh God, this is so weird. Why are we in a thruple? I'm not even dating you anymore.
Right.
But
It's such a great relationship. I'm sort of envious of it.
Yeah, it's pretty cute.
How much of the time do you spend up in Canada now?
Well, this year I am just going back and forth. I base myself out of there, and then I come back to LA. Like I have this book coming out. My Netflix special comes out March 25th. I have.
Is the Netflix special based on the book?
No, it's there's a couple stories that are overlap, but no, it's a new special with a lot more stuff that's not in the book, and then it's my 50th birthday, so I have a lot of action happening this year, back and forth. So I base myself out of Whistler and I fly back for my work stuff, which is nice.
Do you have big plans for your actual birthday?
Well, I mean, my book comes out on my birthday, so I think that will be, and then I'm doing press for like 10 days after that. So that's fine with me. I'm going to have a party in New York because that's where I'll be. I'll have a party in Whistler. I don't know if I'll have a party in LA yet, but I mean, I'm a stand-up comedian who gets to perform in front of thousands of people every night. I feel like I'm not dehydrated for attention, even though I love to celebrate other people's birthdays. I don't feel that I feel like I've had a lot of weddings, so to speak.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you think that you would ever have your own show again, or are you happy to not have that pressure?
There's been times where I thought, like, there have been times, where I've wanted to contemplate it or had conversations, professional conversations with my agents and networks about it, but it's never come to the point where it's become a reality and then I think about that schedule.
Oh, my earrings.
I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Your poor earlobes.
That was like a comedy.
Your earlobes are going to turn
sound effect.
Your earlobes are going to turn into labia. My ears. I'm going to get my ears reduced because they're turning into one. My ears. I just realized my ears are growing. I didn't just realize. I realized a while ago, but also my
they're
little.
getting hairy too.
Oh yeah, they've got big black hairs coming out of them. But the bottom of my lobe is like a little labia, and I'm like, what? And my friend goes, "Oh, you can tuck it." And they do the surgery where they go like this, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm definitely doing that." Yes, as soon as I have my next downtime, I'll be getting my ears tucked.
Just add that
you heard it here first.
Add it to the roster.
Add it to the roster of brush ups.
That's hilarious. You look fabulous, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Do you get tucks and stuff?
Do I get tucks?
Yeah.
On my face?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do lots of stuff.
Whoever's doing it is very, very good.
Thank you. I'd like to look my age, but refreshed.
Yeah.
Like I don't drink,
Yeah.
but I do. You know what I mean? But yes, I do so much stuff. I take peptides, I do lasers.
Okay.
I've definitely done stuff. I'm not shy about that.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I would never want anyone to think this is au naturel because it's not.
Yeah.
And that's so unfair for women to be like looking at these women in Hollywood, like, how does everyone look so good? Because we have access to all the shit.
Yeah.
I inject myself with like 5 different peptides every morning that are anti-aging. I get facials all the time. I get lasers. I rip my skin off after my ski season so that it comes back,
You have
fresh.
incredible skin.
Thank you.
Thanks for doing this.
Yeah,
I
it was a
appreciate
pleasure.
it.
I was glad. I'm so excited to have a potato.
Yeah. You know what? Your potatoes are on me.
Oh, thank you.